分で普通に考えてもその物質じゃなくて多分エネルギーだったと思う。
It's not even matter.
I think it was just energy. どうでもいい。はい。そうそうそう。E equals MC squared. Very good, Hisha. まあそんなそれを聞いて自分はなんか普通に考えてもそんなエネルギーが宇宙の初めにあったとしたらそのエネルギーを作ったのは一体何なんだ。そのポツンとただエネルギーがね宇宙の何もないところに宇宙もない何もないところでいきなりあって何らかで爆発して可能性的になんかおかしいって自分は考えてしまうんですね。
And so I would kind of say, okay, like, well, with that theory, we start out with energy, matter, whatever it's represented with my fist. This energy existed at the beginning, but where did that come from? Like, I mean, like, it was just there out of nowhere, and then it exploded, and then out of these weird coincidences, now we have the world right now, and I think there's a few problems with that.
で物理でもまた習うんですけど、そんな確率が低すぎるイベントは起こらないだろうっていう感じにも、そんな何億に何百何千何万億に1回の確率で起こりうることは、まあ、起こらないだろうっていうことも物理的にそうやってやるんだから合わないんじゃないですかって思っちゃうんですね。
And so I come to the conclusion saying, well, and then we come to this world that works perfectly, and all the coincidences and the chances that happen during that time, and just thinking from a physics standpoint, there's just absolutely no possibility. I mean, like maybe 1 in like a billion, million, gajillion. Google the number.
誰かね計算したんですよね、その確率を忘れてしまった。
Apparently there's a guy who calculated the chances or whatever, but point being, it's a very low possibility, like less than 1%.
まあで自分はクリスチャンでless than まあはいどうぞ。自分はクリスチャンとして神様がいるっていう前提を置いて考えてしまうんですけど、それだったらまあ神様がエネルギーを作って神様がいろいろ設定してその低い確率のことを起こさせたんだっていうふうに考えたら自分の中ですごく納得してしまうんですね。
And for me, because I come from believing in God, it makes total sense where there is God and He made that energy, and because through His command and His design, all this happened, and these things that would seem like a very low possibility of happening, since it was under God's control, and because of that, all this happened. For me, that makes total sense.
でもそのなんで神様がいると思えるかっていう答えはその親から教わったり周りの友達のクリスチャンの友達の行動を見て先輩たちの行動を見てこういうことができる人たちは絶対なんか特別な何かがあるっていうのを分かって、神様の愛をも自分で感じてそれで神様がいるんだなって確信できるんです。
And when it comes to the question, how do you know God exists? Well, for me, I had been taught from my parents, and I could feel it through the love that my parents gave me, and through the Christian friends that I had, and the older Christian friends, the counselors that I'd met. I'd feel the love that they'd give to me, and I knew that there was something different about them, and I knew that they had to have this relationship with God for them to be of that character. And by experiencing that love that they've given me, I knew that God exists.
Just look at my notes. I had it in my head and the bus distracted me. No. ですから本当に感じて信じてで頭で理解してそれでも信じてるんですね。
And for me, to believe in God has to do with my heart, and it has to do with my brain and my entire being.
で私はそのクリスチャンで生きてきてそのせいか何らか証に面白い話が出せない感じになるんですね。本当に幸せで 普通すぎる人生を送ってきた感じなんです。
And for me, sometimes I feel when I give my testimony, I don't have any funny or adventurous stories because my life has just been really good and it's been quite normal and stable, and I've just had such a good life, and that's kind of my story.
反抗期も別になし、ちょっと臆病だから別にバカなことはしなかった、本当にただ愛されて他の人も愛して神様を愛して生きてきたつまんない人生です。
And so my life has been, I didn't really have much of a rebellion. I wasn't too courageous. I was kind of timid, so I didn't do anything wild / stupid. And instead, I think my life has just been, really being loved by God and being loved by my friends, and that's kind of been my life so far.
本当に自分の人生は神様が導いてくれて、自分がつまんないって言いましたけど、決して不満なわけじゃないんですね。自分の人生はすごくいいものだと思ってるし、これからの人生も神様が導いてくれてるって信じてますから、これからもすごく楽しくて、すごくいい生涯を送れると信じてます。
And God has really been guiding my life, and my life has been really stable. And maybe I kind of said it was boring, but at the same time, it's not. I've been very satisfied with my life. It's been a really good life, and I believe that God's going to keep on guiding me. And because of the God I believe in, I know that my life from now on and my walk from now is going to be really good as well, and be full of God's blessing as well.
この前の私にその神様がどのようにして自分をこの場所まで導いてくれたかを話したんで、YouTube 見てくれてもいいです。今は別に話しません。
And my last time giving my testimony, I talked about how I ended up here and where I am right now, but I'm not going to share that today, but it's available on YouTube.
で、この神様からの愛、神様からの導きっていうのは決して自分だけに与えられているプレゼントではないと思います。
And this love and this guidance that God has given me is not just for me, but it's available to every person in this room.
神様は本当にここにいる一人一人を愛していて、一番一人一人のためにベストな人生を用意したいと願ってるんだけど、皆さんはそれを信じるかどうかということを待ってくれてるんです。
And God truly loves us, and He has the best plan possible for your life ready right now. And it comes down to, are you ready to believe Him or not, and are you ready to follow Him?
で、これ以上入っていくとちょっと難しすぎる話に なりそうなので、興味があったり質問があったらいつでも自分よりもちろん秘書は全然勉強してるし分かってるんであと1ヶ月いるんで、なんか話したいならぜひこのチャンスを生かしてください。
And before I get into too much, some of the talk already has been kind of difficult and maybe hard to understand. But if you have any questions, come to Andy or me. I have AP education in biblical studies, so what? But and I'll be here.
And lots of experience.
And so, if you have any questions, we just advise you to talk to the person around you.
今日本当に伝えたいのは、神様はみんなのことを愛していて、みんなが本当に幸せなこの地球での一生を送れるように願っているということです。
And pretty much the bottom line, what I really want to get across to you guys is that God loves you, and that He has a great plan for your life, and He wants to fill your life with a lot of joy.
自分の難しくてつまらない話を聞いてくださってありがとうございました。
Thank you for listening to my difficult and boring story.